Hey, Charles, I need a new car, man. Do you know somebody who could help me out with that?
Yeah, Arthur, fair deal with Marshall Motors.
Cool. I sat down with Mary Landis from the Salina Innovation Foundation. Had a lot going on at that Masonic temple. Hey, we're also going to be talking social media, girls.
What?
Yep. How much you like that? And we're going to be talking about
Stealing cell phones.
Steven.
Stay tuned.
So, guys, I have a question for you.
Go for it.
When was the last time you shoplifted anything?
High school?
High school?
Junior high.
Junior
Put
high?
some gum.
High school.
High school.
You took too long to answer. I was like, was it
Wow.
yesterday or what? That was kind of a little weird there.
I'm not
Yeah. So anyway, the reason I ask is because apparently it's pretty easy to do these days if you want to get cell phones from Sam's store.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So
need
there
a
was
cell
a
phone.
huge theft of a bunch of cell phones at our local Sam's Club. And the people just went in and kind of like cut the lock and they put a bunch of stuff, you know, in concealed areas.
Cut the lock from where? Cut the,
Like, the cell phone, what do you call it?
right there at the little kiosk.
kiosk,
That's right there when you first come in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's in the front of the store.
In front of the store.
Where everybody
everybody
can see
is.
you.
Right.
Guts. Wow.
It is pretty gutsy, but what I want to know is, I mean, I can't even get past that dude in the vest
Right.
with my purchase at the
Right.
door because they want to look
Right.
over everything and, you know,
But
check
you don't have
and
to
make-
show. You don't have to show your card anymore now when you're coming in.
No.
But you got to show it when
You buy something.
When you buy something, and then they got to put the little line on your bags when on the way out.
Right.
Right.
So how'd they get out?
So yeah, how does
did they
that
get
how does
out?
that happen? Well,
Sounds like inside to me.
Wow.
an inside job.
I wasn't gonna go there. but
Where's the guy who works at the kiosk? Is he like on his cell phone someplace else in the store?
Flirting with the cute girl in the back.
There you go. I mean, it just seems really odd that it would be that easy to have something like that happen. But they haven't caught him yet, so they're looking
them,
at
right? There's
It's
more than
females.
one.
yeah,
right?
Right.
They think it's more than one person, so they haven't caught him yet.
3 females and a male.
They're gonna be looking at some surveillance video.
Yeah, I would
Right.
think that place would have a ton of video.
Right. So
Well,
what?
why
do you-
wouldn't they have already done that?
Yeah.
Like, that would have been the
First thing you
why-
went to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, apparently they're not around here anymore because I just saw on the internet a few minutes before the show that the same exact thing happened at a Sam's store in Tyler, Texas.
No.
There's a ring.
It's a ring.
They're a
They got them all
cell
over the
phone
place.
ring.
So again,
Interesting.
3
It's like a
females, 1
And a
male,
dude.
same thing. Came in, cut the little lock on the kiosk, but they've got surveillance camera on these particular people.
And on Sam's too?
Got some pictures. Yeah, it was a Sam's store. So, so on the internet, they had a picture of the surveillance video of the 2 females, and no kidding, guys. So what they did was they came in the store and they went back
Were they
to
naked?
the mattress
I mean,
area.
did they distract people? How does this work?
No. They went back to the mattress area and they got a big mattress.
Okay.
And you know how you kind of set it up like this
Yeah.
on the.
Oh, on a
On
little,
the-
a little
Yeah.
push.
Push cart. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
so the mattress served as kind of the block, and then they went over to the little kiosk and cut the thing, and then they shoved all these cell phones up underneath their clothing, and then they left the mattress there and they walked out the door. But the funny thing about it was when I saw the picture of them, these 2 women are wearing skirts that are down to their knees and out to here. I mean, like a tent. So if somebody walks in your store dressed like that, isn't that kind of a red flag? I mean,
Well,
you
no,
know,
they could
loose
be.
clothing.
Hold on. Now, wait, stop. They could be. I mean, there's a lot of people wear dresses that long. They could be like a religious group or sect or something like that. I mean,
Well, these
I'm not
dresses
saying.
were-
Wait. Let me stop. I'm not blaming this on religious folks. I'm just saying they could be dressed like some Quakers or Mennonites or something like
No,
that.
but I'm saying
I don't want y'all coming after me.
even in today's society, though, how can we? There's all kinds of dress. I mean, if you go to, the favorite store, Walmart, you will see just about, I've seen all kinds of clothing wore in there. So what I'm saying is, it could be all kinds.
Christy, you got anything to say about Walmart? Okay,
No.
so it was 3 women and 1 man.
Were they
So could
iPhones?
2 men and 2 women do that?
I know. I was like, I thought that's where you were going with it. It looked like the 4
I'm just saying, it
of
sounds
us.
like a part-time job that would be
Wanted
very lucrative.
signs.
I mean,
Yeah. So are you a social media goddess?
Of course. No.
No?
Are you?
Oh, well, not a goddess necessarily. I do Facebook and maybe Twitter occasionally, but
I'm more of a Snapchatter and an Instagrammer.
okay.
I do them all.
Woo! What's your favorite?
I'm actually a realtor, so I have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
All of the medias. My favorite is Instagram
Really?
because I can get it to drop to Facebook and I can get it to drop to a few other items.
you taking pictures of the
So-
houses and just put them on out there and stuff.
Well, not only houses. Social media, you got to use it as a tool. So sometimes I just throw quotes out there just to kind of keep them looking. And then I don't hardly hit houses on my area, but I throw things out there that feed that way.
So there was a survey done by a survey people called We Are Social. And so in this survey, they found out that there are 3 billion active social media users in the world. 3 billion. That's a lot. That's like 3 billion,
It's about 40% of the planet.
40% of the global population.
Was any of them double counted, I wonder?
I don't think so because they
Right.
divided everybody up in kind of, groups. And so this particular statistic was just for social media users and then onto the cell phone side. So mobile users, there's about 2.7 billion active mobile social media users
I believe
in
it.
the world.
Well, I mean, so it would seem like Charles just said he's on all of them. So how many times did Charles get counted? Did he get counted for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and all of those? I mean, was
Yeah,
he
that's what I'm
counted
throwing
4 or
out.
5 times? Yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of makes sense to me. I mean, how would they
Perhaps.
separate him?
And I'm actually, I see your note here, Hootsuite. I use that as a platform to send out to all those different areas. You can make one comment from there and go boom.
Boom, you're on all of them.
So the real social media diva
Would
is
be
Charles.
this one. Right.
Social media goddess.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Half of the world now uses a smartphone. Half the people in the world.
Which one is the most
dumb us down.
the most used of all these social media, Facebook
Yeah.
and Instagram and all of that?
Facebook, yeah,
It is Facebook.
absolutely. Was Twitter a close second or YouTube?
You know what? You know what's not that high up on it? Email. That's why we can't get no email because nobody uses it.
That's it. That's it.
As we all know, the Salina Masonic Temple is going through some changes. I sat down with Mary Landis from the Salina Innovation Foundation to catch up. Check it out. Hey everybody, I'm here with Mary Landis from the Salina Innovation Foundation. Say that 5 times real fast, I dare you. How you doing, Mary? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for talking with me.
All right, so we're here. We're in this wonderful building, the Masonic Temple. So how did this all come about? How did you end up bringing your idea? I understand from back east to here too.
So I'm from Salina, 4th generation. I graduated from Central 83, and after college, 87 Bethany, I went back east, and I always had my own business. I was a sole proprietor. My dad always had his own business. Most people that I know in Salina have run their own business.
Right.
And over the course of the years, I would work from coffee shops or my basement or a room in my house. The last few years that I was working there, it became more difficult. So a friend of mine said, why don't you go co-work? There's a place in Stamford, Connecticut. It was a 1890s courthouse that had sat vacant for 20 years, and the city took it and they made it into a co-working space, which was a place where you could buy a monthly pass, a day pass, a weekly pass, and just have space to spread out. And there were other sole proprietors, other small businesses that were there. So it really fed my soul. It was a really interesting place. So when I moved back here 4 years ago, and I said, I'd like to do something for Salina. I'd like to go back out on my own and start a business. And I thought maybe starting a co-working space here would be a good thing. I noticed that a lot of people in Salina work 2 and 3 jobs, and they're not always good jobs. So what if one of those jobs was something that you really wanted to do? And that's what co-working is all about. In searching out a space, I wanted to find a place that I could repurpose, and not something that I have to remodel. There's a lot of old, great spaces here. And I wandered in here one day and started talking with them, and they had space available. They really weren't doing much. And then in talking with them, I started learning what was happening here, that they were in dire financial trouble, and that they were considering selling the building. And so I said, well, wait a minute, let's think about this. I wanted to run this as a nonprofit. Maybe we could broaden our mission. What if you donated this building and we took care of what your needs are? And so my proposal was, let's find the funds to restore that 6th floor, make it a space that you would want to meet and want to exist over the next 50 years, 75 years. And then if you would donate the rest of the space to Salina to use for theater, for culinary arts, to help people get started. So it began to grow from just this idea of existing as a co-working space for business to all types of people who just need a space and need a place to get started.
Okay, and so you have some business startups already that are here right now.
We have a couple of people. We have a maker space, so wishful tinkering that we're going to be making into a maker space, and that's a membership driven. They pay a monthly fee, and then they let him know what they want to make.
So literally in this room that we're in right now, we could have somebody like, I don't know why, but Alanis Morissette came to mind for this space for some unknown reason, but she could come here, she could do her little show, and then stay down there in the apartment.
Right, that we don't want to compete with the Stiefel or with the spaces that exist. This is opening up to a new group of people, maybe that are performing in coffee shops and backstages somewhere, that we can help people get started that maybe wouldn't normally be able to perform at the Stiefel, but maybe one day will.
Right. Okay, so approximately how many spaces are available here?
The building itself is 160,000 square feet.
Wow.
There are 7 floors, including the basement, so we've got quite a bit of space. Each floor is roughly around 18,000 square feet. So it's a combination of open spaces and offices, and there are small to large, so we have just about anything. The idea was that you come here and for a monthly fee, tell us what you need and we'll find your space. If you need a corner, if you need a room, we have space that would be great for artist lofts, where you could come and for a monthly fee, spread out, maybe there'll be a locker, and you can find tables and easels and places that you can work. It's for just about anyone that just needs a space to get started, and we're hoping to find resources and help them get started. But these are just very flexible and they're very affordable.
I understand you guys need help, like you need maybe donations or you need people to volunteer. Tell us a little bit about that.
We could use all forms of help. Right now we are the caretakers for this building, so part of this is preserving and restoring the parts of the building that need that. So anyone that's interested in possibly contributing or helping with just keeping and preserving this building. One of the events that we're getting ready to do is to offer adoption. We have gargoyles that surround the cornice, the top cornice of the building. There's, I believe, 122 of them. They're hand-hammered copper, and we are offering, you can adopt a gargoyle. Depending on the level that you donate, there will be a copper plaque. You can name it. It will be your name and the name of the gargoyle. And depending on how much you donate, you may get a chance to go up and meet your gargoyle on a private tour.
The ones that are on the top of the building there.
The building will take you up to meet your gargoyle. So that's what we're hoping to, by that, raising money to restore the exterior of a building is not very interesting. And so this is something where, I think people, they love the gargoyles, and this is a chance to be a part of helping us restore the exterior of the building. There's one gargoyle that's special. He was struck by lightning and fell off the building. His face is a little smashed, and
Wow.
they put him back up on the building, so he needs a special home. He needs a special family to adopt. But we thought that that'd be a fun way to maybe get people interested in what we're doing with the outside of the building, and also just inside what we're doing here with the helping people get started. So we would love to know if you are willing to step up as a corporate sponsor, to give donations, to volunteer. We're looking for all forms of help. This is really a resource for our community. So anyone that's interested in helping in any way, we're happy to have that.
Okay, so do you have like a website, Facebook, or phone number where people can get in touch with you?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, facebook.com/Salina Innovation, and our website is salinainnovation.com.
We are here with Arthur Fair. He is a car salesman at Marshall Motors. And the first question I have for you is, isn't that kind of an oxymoron? Arthur Fair being a car salesman? I mean,
it kind of goes hand in hand. The thing is, they call me Arthur Fair Deal Fair. So I do give great deals to people, so the name kind of goes.
awesome, awesome. So the first question I have for you is, why do I always feel like I've been hosed after I leave a car lot?
That's kind of an easy question. So this is the thing. When you deal with the wrong salesman, when the salesman doesn't explain everything to you, when he doesn't go step by step with every process, because most people are going to have questions. Interest rate, how much does a car, taxes, things like that. How many months am I going? A lot of times, if you don't know, if your salesman's not telling you, when you go buy a car, you're just in there, you see the price, you tell you the price, you have you sign here, go here, you're dealing with 4 or 5 different people, and by the time you're done, you've been signed, and you don't know where you're at, and you're thinking, when you leave, I've been got hosed, I didn't pay too much money for this car, they didn't hit me on my rate, I bought something I don't need. Again, that's where you're a salesman, and that's what I do, is I counsel my people from the get-go to the end.
So right out the gate, just blam. Just first question, right? Just straight at him. I couldn't even ease up on it.
So, well, I mean, car buying for people is a major life experience, okay? It causes anxiety. When people leave there, they don't really feel like they've gotten a good deal. I mean, is there really anything like a good deal when you go buy a car?
It is. Again, I tell a lot of people, the best deal is not the price. The best deal is your salesman taking care of you, answering all your questions.
Okay, now this sounds like a little bit of a runaround here. I'm just gonna stop you. Because for me, a good deal is a good price on a good vehicle. Yes, I think customer service is very important.
Okay.
But how does one leave a car purchase feeling like they've gotten, a good price for a good product?
Well, most people shop. They'll shop on the internet. They'll look at car prices, and for that certain car that you're looking at, you're going to look on the internet, and there are going to be a bazillion of them. The same price, a little different on price, a little different on miles, a little different on color. So what you do is, based off of that, when you come and find ours, and if ours is $1,000 more than somebody else's, you got to make sure it's apples to apples we're talking about. The same exact car. Does their car have an accident? Is our car free? No accidents. Did their car have more miles? Was it smoked in? Has it got scratches and dings? Where'd they buy it at? Who traded it in? Do you have service records? All those play a role in what kind of deal you're getting on the price of the car, because it's just like a picture. I'm not gonna, like a really good car, when you come and look at the price of the car and you've looked at it online and it's $15,900 and you come to my dealership, a lot of salesmen, they want to get kind of sneaky with you and say, well, you saw it online at $15,900 and you still came in, so so what's the problem now? Because you saw it. I don't do people that way, because the thing is, everybody wants a good deal. We have to make a little money. I have to feed my family. They've got to make some, but I can wiggle on the price for you. Everybody wants something. I mean, a good deal like that. And so you may pay sticker price, but I may add some things: 4 new tires, tinted windows, remote start.
So Arthur, do you feel like internet shopping has made it tougher to sell cars?
It does, because that's where, and that's just technology, and with the times going, it's easier. It's a convenience for people to sit at home when it's 100 degrees and look for a car, other than going on the lot, walking and sweating and hot. So it's a convenience to look. That's why we have like internet sales. When you're on the internet and you're looking at a car, most of the time we know you're looking at that car. So when you chime in on the car, it comes in,
Tracking us.
and I've already knowing, yes, I've already known what you're looking at. So
Gotcha.
sometimes you wonder why is he asking these questions that I'm thinking about already or knowing? It's because we're already knowing what you're doing on the computer. We know how long you've been on that site, how long you looked at that car. So if you look at a
Really?
car for 3 minutes, when you come in, and I can tell you, well, you looked at that car for 3 minutes, and you looked at this car for 10. So we're gonna go in this car you had 10
Yeah.
minutes on.
Uh-huh,
And then
that's
if
so
you don't go back and
interesting.
look at it, pretty soon it's going to pop up in your Facebook feed.
Well, sure.
All that
it
direct
does.
marketing, that's how
Yes,
that
it
works,
does.
right? So is that part of it? I think part of the thing that people have about the car business, if I go to the store to buy milk,
Right?
there's one price.
Right.
I'm not haggling on my milk.
Yeah.
Right.
Milk's $2.58. If I go
Right.
buy gas,
Right.
it's $2.20.
Right.
If I go buy a car, we got haggle and this and that.
Right.
Why is it that the car business is that way and other things that I purchase are not that way?
Well, for one, the car business is an industry. They make, I don't know if they make billions, but probably billions of dollars. And the car business is built that way. It's just always been that way.
It has.
For a prime example, like Kelley Blue Book. Kelley Blue Book, NADA, Black Book, all those are all in together for the greater good of a dealership because they all profit from it. So it's always gonna be that way. It's always gonna be the industry of them making money. And the thing is, a car, most of the time for you, is a need. Sometimes it's a want. Sometimes you don't need another car, but you want another car.
Like me right now.
Right. And sometimes people need a car to go back and forth to work, to get their kids from school. They really need a vehicle. So the industry, it's gonna be that way. It's always gonna be that way. But at the end of the day, it's again your salesman. Because like me, I take care of my people. And my thing is, if I know your credit score, if you tell me, hey Arthur, my credit score is this right here, I know what you should be on interest rate, and I'm going to tell you, and you're going to get it. Most people walk in there, they don't know. They don't know they can get 0%. But I'm gonna tell them, you can get 0% on this car, you can get 1.9, you can get 0.9 on this vehicle. Because they go in, they don't know, so.
So is that what y'all talk about back in the back? I'm sitting out at the desk and we've gone over all this stuff now and you've done your customer service thing with me and then you excuse
Mildly
yourself
aggressive today.
from the situation and you go off in the back room and you talk about it. And then you come back with an offer or whatever you're gonna come back with. So, is there some kind of formula, some secret recipe, some thing you do back there that brings out this offer to me?
Not really. I ask a lot of questions of my customers. I ask them, kind of how long a term you want to go. Where do you want to be on your payment?
Not
Hold
another
on.
pet peeve of mine. Why do you ask me where I want to be on my payment? I want to be as low as I can possibly be and still have a good, solid vehicle to drive. So don't you ask people that so that you can target everything around, like your final price and all of that, around what they say they can afford?
Nope. So listen, it's simple math. And that's what, customers make it hard on themselves because this is the thing, what they do is, before they come to the dealership, they're already teaming up with their partner. When we get there, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna say.
I was that
It is. But guess what? It doesn't have to be that way, especially if you get with me, because the thing is this, if you come in and you're looking at a car that's $30,000, okay, so common sense is gonna tell you, and easy math is gonna say, $30,000 with no interest at 70 months is about $400. So 400 times 70 is 28,000. The car is 30,000. So my payment is probably going to be 450 to 500. That's easy math. So you already know that when you're looking at a car. The only thing that I hate is if people come in looking at a $50,000 car and say, we need $350 payment. That ain't happening.
Yeah.
I'm really going to go to bat for you. I'm really your advocate. I'm going to make some money. That's my job. I got to make a little bit of money.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you that. I'm making a little money. But guess what? I'm going to take care of you, and I'm going to give you a good deal, and I'm going to show you where you're at. And most people, they say, this is too good to be true. Let me think about it for a minute. And then you know what? They come right back and say, yep, down the road, it's horrible. So
The reason I'm passionate about this is because I'm going through it right now. I'm trying to figure out whether to lease again, whether to buy a vehicle, and it's always been a mystery to me how I feel the anxiety of having to do all this. I mean, I dread it. I dread it worse than a colonoscopy. I mean, I dread it.
It can't be that bad now.
I dread it.
It can't be. That's
I'm
bad.
not sure what's happening right now.
Yeah, that's bad right there.
It's just something I dread because it's such a huge purchase in people's lives. You know, it's an investment, you know, in your income that you make. And you're right. You have to have a vehicle. You have to have it for work. You got to get around. You got to do all that. And so it's a big deal. And when you go in to figure out, well, what am I going to drive for the next 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 years? And am I going to be able to afford to do it? It's a big deal. And so, yeah, I'm kind of in that situation right now, so I'm passionate about it. But I can see you're very passionate about what you do. And I truly do believe, just by hearing the answers to your questions and just the enthusiasm for which you have talked with us about this today, that you're probably really good at what you do. And I think you have a great way about explaining things to people, and your customers are very lucky to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We're gonna break on this huggy moment right here. We're gonna have him come back one time. Maybe we need to go out on the lot with you one time, and
Yes.
you can kind of take us through the whole
Yes,
experience.
I will. I can do it. I can do it for you. Yes.
All right. Well, we thank you for
yes,
being
thank
on
you.
the
I was
show,
glad.
sir.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching us tonight. We had a great time. Don't forget, check us out on Facebook, The Scene of Salina.
Or you can send us an email at thescene@salinatv.org.
Check you later.
Or email salinatv.org. The Scene at Salina.
On that midnight.
Even on the midnight
No, that's our part. Hashtag at that face tweet. Face tweet. Hey Charles, I need to get a new car, man. You know somebody who could help me out with that?
Arthur, fair deal.
Hashtag we out.